Good morning. So, bonjour. Bonjour. And in Romania, we can say also bună ziua. Bună ziua. So most of the time, we don't know which language God will speak us on heaven. On this way, if you learn a little bit French or Romanian, maybe you can greet it, God, Jesus on heaven in French or in Romania. So, bună ziua. So my name is Kim Myung-soo. So this is the Korean one. The official one is Eric Merci. So it's quite easy for Korean people. Merci, Melchi, it's similar. Melchi is something good. And so when you eat a Melchi, you can pray for me and please eat as much as Melchi as possible. So I was born in South Korea. I was born in Seoul in 1966. So you can make what age I have. And so when I was 5 years old, I was adopted by a Belgian family. So I was adopted by a French-speaking family. I was living in the south part of Belgium. They speak French. In the north part, they speak Netherlands, Dutch. And the east part, they speak German. So it's like Belgium, like a very small country, 3 languages. So it's something not easy. So I grew up in my family. My adoptive family was really a blessing for me. Really, God gave me everything that I often children needed. My parents, my adopted Belgian family really gave me a lot of love. They take care of me, so they give me as much as good education they could. So they had already 3 children by their own. So I'm the fourth one, the youngest. And it was amazing because when they get married, they really wanted 4 children. So I think for the couple, so my parents, they get the first 3 children in 34 months. It's quite pali-pali. But the first one never came. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and after, okay, if it's not coming, we'll adopt. So that's why they adopt me. So my father was taking care of, how to say, to bring many clothes and to bring, how to say, to collect the clothes and to give to the orphanage in South Korea. So they met Korean people, Korean organization, and Holt. So that's why they saw they will adopt me as Korean. So I was very happy. My family, I don't know if I can say they are Christian or not. My mother, she was Catholic. I went to the Catholic Church from till 10 years old to 18 years old. And for me, it was a time to start to know God. But as many you know, in the Catholic Church, it's not so easy to know very close God because they didn't push to read the Bible. And also at the time, when I was young, all the service in Catholic was made in Latin language. So that's why I really didn't know nothing. But for me, it was a step to know God. And my teacher, my Catholic teacher in the catechism, I don't know, catechism. So she was an old lady, but she was so burdened, how to say, the way she shared the gospel, because we read the new gospel. I was really impressed by her, how to say, happiness to go to heaven. And for me, as a child, it's not so easy to understand how she can be happy to meet somebody she cannot see, she doesn't know. But she was really so happy. So she really wanted. And so that's why I was curious, and that God really put in my heart the seed. And and also in high school, how I became really Christian is that in high school, I became a very good friend with his name is my friend Eric. His father was a pastor from the Baptist church, and so we became very close friends. For many years, for 6 years when I was in mid school, high school, he invited me to his church, but all the time I said, no, I'm going to the Catholic church, and it's enough. But when I was after we finished high school, so after 6 years, so I said, okay, I will go with you to his church, to your youth group. I went to his youth group, and I really met a very small church, but the church was so nice. And the church, I really felt really welcome, and that's why I started to go week after week to the church, and I get baptized 1 year after. When I was 22 years old, a missionary came. That's why I really wanted to become missionary, because I really liked her testimony, and also at the time I said to God, you gave me a so nice family, you gave me a so nice way to grow up. You picked me up from the orphanage to put in the nice family, and I said I would like to give you back the life you gave me, and to serve you as a missionary. So that's why I started. So for 6 years, with my friend Eric, we became the youth leader group from the church of only 8 young people. But really God helped us, because my friend, so now he's a pastor. He was the guy who was speaking a lot, really a lot. And I was all the time listening to him. But so we became a very good team. So he was the guy who speak a lot to everybody, and I was the guy who organized all kind of activities. So my major is, I'm a sport teacher. I finished in the university, graduated in sport teacher. So that's why I will show you now on the video what I'm doing in Romania as a team. And so you will see a lot of sport. So I use sport as a tool to connect a non-Christian to the church. So I'm working for Youth for Christ. I don't know who knows Youth for Christ. So Youth for Christ is a mission who try to help the local church to reach young people. We don't build a church, but our goals, our focus is to help the local church, just to help them to how we can reach by all kind of activity, music, sport, games, to help the local church to be in contact with non-Christian. So this is the main goal. So to make the connection, this I think so I don't know if the sound is going. I'm sorry. The sound, I don't know. Sorry for the technical problem. So, but just to talk a little bit about Romania, so we try to make the connection. So in Romania, it's quite easy to make connection with young guys, with the children, because there are so many. So, and in Romania, in the park, there are so many young people who just during the day, they are playing outside. It's not like here in Korea, maybe in the park you cannot see so many Korean boy or girl just playing outside, but in Romania there are so many. So, and also what is good is that in Romania, okay, thank you, 감사합니다. But no, so now it's not. Till all I have is you. So no more. Just. So the picture will come back. You just have. Yeah, they are coming back. Good. They are coming back. Thank you. Okay, start again. Okay, so, but in Romania it's not like in it's okay. It's working. So Romanian people, the family, usually they have between 3 to 5 children. 3 is really the minimum. It's not like the Korea, half of children by family. Okay. And also we are working a lot with the Gypsy people. Gypsy people, there are many in Romania. So there are 3 main communities in Romania. You have Romanian, Hungarian people, and Gypsy people. And so Gypsy, shortly, is the people who are coming from India. 600 years ago, a big group of people moved from India to Egypt, and from Egypt, a big part moved on the east part of Europe, and some of Italy and Spain. But most of them, they grew up in Eastern Europe. So the culture, everything from the Gypsy is very close from India people. So we are working with them, and Gypsy people, they have a lot of children, really. It's between 5 to 10 now. In the communist time, 30 years ago, it was from 10 to 15. So now they just reduce a little bit. So you can imagine families, 10, 15 children, manageable, not easy. Even with 2 or 3 daughters, it's not easy, sometimes not easy. But we have a good contact. We have a missionary in our team. We have a Gypsy couple, missionary, who are working in 4 Gypsy villages. And so we try to, till a very young age, to try to educate them. Because most of the parents, Gypsy parents, they don't put their children in the school, in the education. So that's why most of them, they are very poor, because no jobs. And so this is a cycle. And most of the time with them, we don't have to make advertisement. We just organize games for, and they are coming. 1, 2, 3, and after 10 minutes, we have a 50 or 100 kids. So it's very easy in Romania. So this is our team. In the past 5 years, we put French guy. His name is JP. I think there's somebody his name also was JP. I think here, I heard. But he's from France, and in the past 5 years, we just work a lot to make a team, mission team. For like almost 15 years, I was the only full-time missionary in Romania to start Youth of Christ. So I started Youth of Christ in 1992, and but now I think we put a lot of energy, we pray, and so we employ 3 Romanian couples to be the local missionary, and so her and his husband, they are from Gypsy village. They are working with us like for 14 years. So this couple, they are from Hungarian ethnic group, working with Hungarian people, and these 2 are from Romanian people, working especially for Romania. These 2 young couple, they are from Australia. So they will come in this June. They will come as missionary in Romania for 18 months, and after they will decide if they will stay for very long term. So his father was a missionary 20 years ago, and was missionary in Romania. So he grew up also in Romania for 8 years, so he speaks very well Romanian too. So that's why they wanted to become missionary, and so he wanted to come back in the country where he grew up. So it will be very good for us. So Romania is really on the eastern part of Europe, and Romania is like two times the size of South Korea, but they have like almost more than 2 times less people. So Romania, there are only 20 million people, 20 millions. So in the north part is very mountains, and the south part is very flat area. But in the past 4 years, more than 3,500,000 people just left Romania. So that means it's almost 20% of the population in 20 years left Romania, and most of them young couple, because economically in Romania is the situation for the future for the young family is not really bright. So that's why many just going to Germany, Italy, Spain, Canada, and this 6 cities is the way we are working. So this is a gypsy community, Hungarians, and the Romanian area where we are working. So I'm living here in Arad, but this year I will move to Hatzek. For 26 years I stay here around Arad, and so I will move in June. I will move in Hatzek to work. Okay. And I would like just to share also a story about this family. So it's a gypsy family with one lady. We are working in that village for 9 years, almost 9 years. And so this lady, she's a Romanian, she's part of our staff now on the board association. And when she was a teenager, 16, she had a very burden to work with the gypsy community. Usually Romanian people and gypsy, they don't mix. Maybe, I don't know if in Korea it's like Korea and Japan, I don't know. So not easy, historically, but the future, so in the past, historically, and also in Romania and gypsy, even from Christian, when I arrived in Romania, I asked if Romanian people are working with gypsy, and even the Christian, they say, oh, we don't like gypsy. And sometimes I can understand, when you know them, it's not easy to work with the gypsy people, because they really like the freedom, and they don't have discipline. And it's not easy to work with. But it's because I think most of the problem is the lack of education from the parents, and not good example, and all the time is the cycle, no education, and also many children, and so when we have 10 children, 15 children, I don't know how you can be focused on a really good education for each of them. So it's not easy, it's not easy. So, but this girl had so we went to the gypsy village. She was working for 8 years. And I think sharing the gospel with the mouth, with the word, is okay, it's good. But sharing the gospel, we need more. We need to share the love. And sometimes we have to take the decision. We cannot just say, God will help you. God will give you food, good, or anything like that. Also, we have to share the compassion. And this lady, she saw these 4 children who was really, so this picture, the 4 children, there was 4 years ago. This picture is 3 months ago. So those children, 4 children, they are these 4 children, the same, after 4 years. But this girl, she was 23 years when she decided to adopt the 4 children. She was single at the time. And I think it's really tough, difficult decision for the ladies, singles, to adopt Romanian girls, to adopt 4 gypsy kids. But she took the decision because she saw that sharing the gospel is one thing, but when we share the gospel, we have to show also the love, and we have to take the responsibility. So the parents was every day drunk, and the children was very, how to say, unsafe. And so for more than 1 year, they went, when she adopted, for more than 1 year, all the children, they went to the hospital for all kind of disease, all kind of problems. But now they really, you can see, really blessed, nice. And this lady, and last year, she got married. Last year, in July. So that's, I think for me, this is a so good example of sometimes we have to take difficult decisions. But after you see how God could bless. So, because that lady, Lavinia is her name, took a decision to adopt, she was a blessing for all the 4 children. They changed their life. Changed their life also for her, and also for her husband, for the family. Now, they are very good friends, really very good Christian family, and they are very good example. And so I think it's what we try to do with the local church, just to put in connection. But when we put in connection non-Christian and the church, we have to do something. Sharing the gospel is good, but also we have to put in action what we preach, what we share. And just for to finish, it's like last week I was reading the Bible in Genesis about the life of Abraham. So also Abraham, God wanted to make big things through the life of Abraham. But God, I think, wanted to see if Abraham has his heart is 100% with God. And God asked to give him, to Abraham to give him Isaac, his only son, from Sarah. So I think for most of you, I think in Korean family, so I heard that 1 child is the normal. I think it's not easy if God will ask you, give me back 1 child that your first child. I think it's a tough decision. But when we take a big decision, God will make good blessing in your life, in the church or around the people around you. And sometimes we are afraid to take big decisions. But I think for God, because we have amazing God, we have to take sometimes big decisions. And maybe we said, oh, I'm not like Abraham, I'm not like Moise, big guys. But when I was coming here in this church, in your church, I was thinking, anyway, my father, your father is God. That's true that he has millions of children. But I think the relation that we have with him is like, in his eye, we are like, it's like only, only son. We have also this, this special connection with them, with God, that we are not lost among 15 children like a gypsy, and that our Father don't care. He cares of us, and He wants to, I'm sure, from each of us, the best one, the best we can give Him. And so, I'm not married, I have no child, I cannot give what I have the most precious, but I think what I have the most precious is my life, is the time that I have, is what I said when I was 22 years old, I want to give all my life, the time for you to serve. And I think each of us is, and God bless, really bless. I'm so happy I'm missionary for 27 years, and I'm really happy to continue. So this is the encouragement. So be courageous, take big decision. Okay. So this is the connection. So I'm a sport teacher. I'm using a lot of sport. This is a cage football we built 5 years ago. So it's like a MMA, but we don't fight. We just play. Soccer, and so it's a mobile. So many local churches they ask us to organize a sport activity. So we put like this football cage. In half an hour we put, and so it's really attractive for the young people. So they play, and we start to build a relation. So we can. There are many parks in the city in Romania, and there are many kids, children, or young people who are in the park. So it's very easy. So we build a mobile climbing wall. This is a small one, this is the bigger one. So we put on the trailer, And it's easy, we go everywhere, we just make activities, attract young people, make connection, and put with the local church. So I think here you can do here in the university, just build a climbing wall or a zip line. So from here, from the church to the subway, it will be more. so these all kind of we just build. And also when I was young, I played basketball for many years. And I have friends in Romania, they was in the world champ, and we made a club, basketball team. And for many years we trained and we played basketball. And 2 years ago, so most of them, they was part of the national Romanian team. It was playing with the other national team in Bulgaria, Serbia. So sport is a good connection for tools to make connection. And after they trust us, they know more easy, and it's more easy to share the gospel. So this is the way that we share the gospel. Day camp is usually with the local church for 4-6 days. From the morning to afternoon, we organize all kind of activity, music, sport, and in the park. And so the young people, they are coming, connection with local church. And during the day, for 1 hour, we stop all sport, all activities. And for 1 hour, we share the gospel. We say, we don't push anybody to stay. We say, now we will share the gospel, we will sing, and those who want to stay, you can stay. Those who want, you can leave, you can come back in 1 hour. But most of the time, the kids, even the parents, they stay. So this, So, and also this, the day camp, I think is so good tools to make disciple. So we, like this day camp, we have like 15, 20 teenager Christian. And so I think it's a good also tool for them, for young Christian, to motivate, to motivate them, to make mission, to serve, and so to make disciple. So I think so all of them, they are from my church, from the Christian, so on this way they can serve, they can learn how to serve in mission. And also, yes, we, like many churches, so we organize usually between 10 to 15 camps a year. So this is, personally, summertime is all the time. I'm going to all the camps, I organize 8 camps. And so also I have a good friend who has a school for disabled mental problem for young people. So in the past three years, I'm doing camps for them, for disabled young people who have a mental, not very strong mental problem, just a. Yes, I think the sound is not going anymore, but I wanted to share you the sound with the music, but no, it's okay. So also, once a year, we organize a music festival. And in our church, I have a good friend who has the sound company, sound and light company, so he helped us to make this festival. And because also Romanian people, they are very talented about music. And there are many young people who really know who want to play, share the gospel through the music, but many Romanian churches, they are really conservative. And so they don't have many possibilities to practice, to share the gospel through music. So that's why we organize as much as possible music concert, festival, and yes, because as many young people all over the world, sport and music, I think there are two activities that is very easy to connect with them. Yeah. So yes, for us, when you are thinking about Romania, just pray for the team. Just pray that really God could change the life of the young people through what we are doing, through our team, through the mission. And last year I was not so well because many times we were too focused on trying to make big activities, complex activities, and sometimes we lose the goal. The goal is to give God the chance to change the young people. And sometimes we forgot to share well the gospel, and just pray for that we can be a very humble servant and really reach the young people, helping the local church to reach young people. Because for 50 years, Romania grew up in the communist time. The church, for 50 years, they was only able to speak about the gospel in the church. They was not able to make a Bible study in the house or to make activities outside. So that's why there are many, many churches who don't know how to reach non-Christian outside of the church because they don't know how to. And so that's why just pray that we can help on that way, the local church, how to reach young people. And just to finish, so if you want, with a friend, last month we made a website, myungso.ro. So it's also in English, in Korean. Korean maybe it's not the best Korean. It's my friend Google who translates from English to English to Korean, and maybe his Korean is not so good. But no, it's in English, in French. So if you want to know about what we are doing, also on the table I just put the prayer card that you can take, and you every month I just put the prayer request about the mission, about myself personally, and just yes, if you can pray, I will be very happy, and also pray for you. Okay. Thank you for this time. I don't know if I was too long or not, but really thank you for letting me sharing what we are doing, what God is doing in Romania, and really thank you. Okay.